Today Municipio Square represents Arpino's cultural, social and religious center. It is located on the ancient Roman Forum, as testified by the 2006 finding of Roman flagstones. Initially, the square was part of the courtyard of the Buoncompagni's palace and, during the French domination between 1811 and 1814, it was rectified and expanded in its current architectural and urban structure. From Giuseppe Cesari Street, on the left of the square there is the bronze statue of Keys Marius. Further ahead we can admire the Collegiate of Saint Archangel Michael, whose facade made of irregular lines has several Baroque decorations. It was built on the area of a pagan temple, maybe dedicated to Apollo and to the 9 Muses, because behind the altar, excavated into the rock, there are 9 empty recesses. The precise date of construction is not known, but, thanks to its frescoes that date back to the 9th and 10th century, we can understand its antiquity. It was severely damaged during the 1654 earthquake and later, the church was renovated and modified. On its inside we can recognize the Baroque style. There are 3 naves with lateral chapels and cross vaults. On the high altar there is a painting realized by the Knight of Arpino illustrating the Archangel Michael victorious on Lucifer, whereas on the vault of the apse there is illustrated the Eternal Father. The Knight of Arpino also realized the Annunciation, Tobit, also known as Tobias or Toby, and the Angel, the Martyrdom of Saint Pietro and the 14 Stations of the Cross. Located in the right nave there is a cross that dates back to the 13th century. It is worth paying attention to the Virgin with the Child, realized by the 17th century painter Dionigi Ludovici, and to the organ realized in the 18th century by Michel Stoltz, who is buried under the altar of the Sacred Heart in this church. On the right of Giuseppe Cesari Street, we can find a historical building, that is the Gymnasium National Boarding School, Tulliano. Today, it represents a well-known high school, heir of the 17th century boarding school of St. Charles and Philip. During time, it was modified several times, until it had the current aspect. On the main facade there are 3 oval recesses in which there are the busts of Keys Marius, Marcus Tullius Cicero and Marcus Vipsanius Agrippa. Under each of these statues there are 3 Latin inscriptions which evoke memories of the great personalities they represent. Instead, the inscriptions that are located on the windows contain the name of the Theodinus family, owner of the building until 1629. On the side of the building that overlooks Giuseppe Cesari Street, there is the coat of arms of Arpino and a Latin inscription on its ancient grandeur. Every year the Tulliano hosts the Certain, a cultural international event that sees high school students translate and analyze Cicero's works. Also, in Municipio Square there is the bronze statue dedicated to Cicero and the architectural structure that is located in a corner of Buoncompagni Palace. The current aspect of this building dates back to the first years of the 19th century, and on its left facade there is the coat of arms of Arpino, under a Latin inscription dedicated to Charles III of Bourbon that remembers the king's help to Arpino. On the sides of the inscription there are the busts of Victor Emmanuel III of Italy and of Giuseppe Garibaldi. On the right facade there is a balcony, under which there are the busts of the Knight of Arpino and of Saint Francesco Saverio Maria Bianchi. A long time ago, the palace represented the communal administration.